Some time ago, my week started out with an appointment with a woman I had never met who called the week before and asked to speak to a rabbi. So when I met with her, her opening remark was a confession. She said, "I think I believe in angels. I never did before, but now I feel like they're talking to me." So Jews have many misimpressions about angels, and many believe that they aren't a part of our tradition, but they are. In fact, our Torah portion this week features a famous scene with angels going up and down a ladder in Jacob's dream. Angels appear in many places in the Torah. There's the story of Hagar fleeing with her son Ishmael, and the angels opening her eyes in the desert to a well of water, which saves her life. There's the story of Abraham sitting by his tent, hearing from 3 strangers who are really angels in disguise that he will indeed have a son one day. There is the angel who stops Abraham from sacrificing that son, Isaac. There is, in next week's Torah portion, an angel that wrestles with Jacob until dawn, and his name is changed to Yisrael. And in the book of Exodus, we learn about the angel who calls to Moses from the burning bush. And these are just a few examples of the angels in our tradition. So in this week's Torah portion, Jacob fled from his parents' home after stealing Esau's blessing. He stops for the night, fearful and alone in the dark, and he lays down for the night using a rock for a pillow, of all things. And it's there that he has this famous dream. And the curious thing about this ladder that Jacob dreams of is that the angels are going up and down on the ladder. And generally, when we think about angels, we think about them originating in the heavens, and then they would be coming down and up on the ladder. But no, in this story, they're going up and down. And one explanation for that is that angels don't reside in the heavens, but are ordinary human beings, shuttling back and forth between heaven and earth. The definition of the word angel in Hebrew, malach, is one who carries a message, a messenger. A malach is a messenger of God. And flesh and blood human beings can be messengers of God. When we look at the role of angels in our tradition, we see that each of them has a different reason for appearing. Many times the angel functions as an eye-opener, as the angel did for Hagar, showing her the well. Someone who helps us to find a way to help ourselves. Sometimes the task is to protect or heal. And still other times the angel delivers an important message, as the angels did to Abraham. So I want to share another story about a malach, a messenger, that happened in our day. This is a story that comes from my friend and colleague, Rabbi Naomi Levy. And she tells about after she published her first book, To Begin Again, she began getting a lot of phone calls. And she decided finally to rent a phone number where people could simply leave her messages and she wouldn't get them at home. Every time she checked her messages, there were the routine calls inviting her for speaking engagements. But there were also an unusual number of phone calls from men who seemed interested in meeting her. A typical mild message went something like this: "I saw your picture and I like the way you look. Call Steve." Now, Levy, who is a lovely looking woman, has a picture of herself on the book jacket, and she thought maybe that was the reason why she was getting the calls, but the more calls she got like this, the more suspicious she became. Then one day, she received a message that gave her a clue. It said, "Hi, island girl. I saw your picture on Desert Island. Call Bill." Levy puzzled over this all day, And that night, her husband had a brainstorm. They went to the computer and typed in desertisland.com. And lo and behold, it was an escort service website. But still, what was the connection to Rabbi Levi? Then they found her, a beautiful Asian woman with a grass skirt, and below her photo was Rabbi Levi's phone number. Levi got the problem straightened out and thought that that was that. But after some time had passed, she got a polite message from a man named Jeff. When she returned his call, she said, "Hi, this is Rabbi Naomi Levi returning your call." He said, "Who?" She repeated herself, but he still seemed confused. Then it dawned on her. "Oh, did you get the number from the Desert Island website?" she asked him. "Is this some kind of a joke?" Jeff responded. "Are you really a rabbi?" Rabbi Levi explained the mix-up, and she took pity on the man because he had tried calling an escort service and got a rabbi instead. But rather than hang up, Jeff began pouring out his soul to Rabbi Levi. He was married, he loved his wife, but since their son was born, things just hadn't been the same between them. Jeff said he'd been keeping Island Girl's phone number on his desk for weeks until he could work up the nerve to call her. Rabbi Levi became his rabbi. She explained that searching outside his marriage for fulfillment wasn't going to solve his problems, only add to them. They talked for a while about children, temptation, and marriage. And at the end of the conversation, Jeff thanked her and said he thought that God had a good sense of humor. Seeking an escort, and instead of her, finding a rabbi. Now that's original. So this week's Torah portion reminds us that messages and messengers come to us in all forms. Let us each find the message that is ours to deliver, the people whose lives we are destined to touch, and the mitzvot that are waiting for us to do. May we be among those angels, those malachim, without wings, bringing healing, light, hope, and peace into our world. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may it be so. Shabbat Shalom.